Hello, everyone. I am Ryan Bone, and thank you all for joining me. Now, I know you all know this, but there is a huge drug problem in New York City. There is an image of a young man with a needle hanging in his arm. He's standing up with a needle hanging in his arm. The guy is zoned out, and people are just walking past him like it's nothing. Now, I'm going to show you guys a picture of that the best way that I possibly can, because I say I don't have the software to show you guys, but I'm going to try to show it to you on my phone. But let me just read you a portion of this article here from Breitbart News about this problem, this increasingly terrifying problem of drugs in our communities. We're going to get right into this right here because this is a major, major problem, and it's contributing to, I don't want to give away too much of my commentary, but I'm going to say this right up front. It's contributing largely to our so-called homeless population. So let's get right into this. And the article starts off, it says, New York man stood on the street Wednesday with a needle dangling from his arm as the drug crisis plagues citizens. Now, let me try to show you guys this picture from my phone here. Hopefully you guys can see this. But this is a shame. This is a shame right here, man. Look at this. This is crazy, man. Look at this guy, man. And there's another picture of him. Here he is right here. I don't know if you can see this. Look at it. He's just hanging there with his head hanging down. The man it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. And he's in a zone. He's gone. And I see this quite often in the city of Cleveland, but I'm going to get into that. The man stood without moving on West 37th Street late Wednesday morning with the needle in his arm as people apparently walked by him, the New York Post reported Saturday. And of course they're going to walk by him. I mean, it's so rampant, it's so bad that what can they do? Article goes on to say one person who commented on the Post story said, quote, Biden's America, while another replied, thanks, Democrats, I mean Marxists. Wow. 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 More addicts were also seen outside a nearby health center, which the nonprofit group Housing Works manages. The Post also noted the organization offers addicts clean syringes to help with, quote, harm reduction. The outlet continued, Pamela Flamina, a 45-year-old cashier at the Italian restaurant Non Solo Paida, located across the street from the Housing Works Center, ripped the nonprofit and the city's open, growing embrace of harm reduction policies and services as the reason why her workplace is burglarized multiple times a week. So these people are talking about harm reduction. Really? So we give you clean needles. We're going to give you clean needles because we don't want you guys to end up getting some kind of AIDS or whatever. So we're going to give you guys clean needles to shoot up. Explain the rationale behind that. Explain the rationale behind it. There is no rationale behind it other than the fact that they're trying to destroy us. But let's go on. All drug addicts that come here make a long line in the morning, Flamia said, adding that drug dealers also lurk in the area like vultures and have threatened her. Of course. Same thing here in the city of Cleveland, but we'll get into that. Since 2018, the Housing Work Group brought in about approximately $80 million in taxpayer funding, the outlet stated. The Post also said the New York City Police Department previously, quote, told cops to give junkies, get this now, told cops to give junkies the go-ahead to shoot up after Albany decriminalized the possession and sale of needles. Yeah, don't criminalize these people, man. In November 2021, New York City sanctioned its first, quote, shooting galleries. What is these terms? Shooting galleries? Let's assume that the media created that term or the politicians created a term in New York. These are shooting galleries. Okay, well, in other words, you can shoot up. But look at the term gallery. When you hear the term shooting gallery, what comes to your mind? Them places like, you know, when you in what is it, an amusement park, and you go inside and you grab the little fake gun and you shoot inside. In other words, that's a target. Let's shoot the target. So why would they use the term shooting galleries? I believe I know why. Because these progressive Democrats don't give a damn about any of these drug addicts. The purpose is much bigger than what they think. To them, you're nothing more than a piece in a shooting gallery that needs to be shot. The only difference is they're not shooting you. You're shooting yourself by shooting up. So let's create these shooting galleries. Wow. Anyway, it's first shooting galleries for drug addicts in the nation. Then Mayor Bill de Blasio informed residents, according to Breitbart News. A plan by de Blasio to open 4 locations in the city was previously opposed by former President Donald Trump, the only sensible president, okay, and disgraced former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, the report said. In May, one of Mayor Eric Adams' migrant hotels located in Manhattan became an even more troubling situation as border crossers and illegal aliens staying there at no charge were accused of doing drugs and drinking, per Breitbart News. Of course, bring them in. You know, we need to corrupt everything. Let's go on. Democrat-run Philadelphia has also been grappling with the scourge of addiction as those using the drug called quote, trank have flooded the Kensington area. End of article there. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure they're using that here too in the city of Cleveland. But yeah, that's pretty sick, man. That's pretty sick. And it just goes to show you this whole problem with these drug addicts and these homeless people. Now, let me say something here about what I wanted to comment on here. This homelessness situation. And I kind of hit on this some time ago in a previous video, but I want to elaborate on that further here. I believe that a vast majority of these so-called homeless people in Democrat-run cities all over the country, including my own here in the city of Cleveland, okay, are not large in part people who lost their job and, you know, they couldn't pay their rent, they couldn't pay their mortgage, and then end up on the street and they're out on their luck. I don't think a vast majority, I'm pretty sure some of them are in that situation, but individuals that tend to be in that situation tend to pick themselves up somehow, some way. Okay. You may have some that decide to give up and shoot themselves up with drugs and stuff to ease the depression. But for the most part, that's not who these homeless people are. These homeless people are coming out of the woodworks. Here in the city of Cleveland, I share this with you guys all the time. I work in Tower City. In the front at Tower City, okay, we guard, as bike patrol, we basically guard the front, okay, from all the crazies that come there. It is what it is. We're seeing people coming from nowhere. People we've never seen before coming out of nowhere. Mentally ill, drug addicts. You can tell they're on drugs, the way they carry themselves, the way they look. Are these people just somebody who's out on their luck and they lost their job? Highly doubt that. Most of these people, I would estimate that most of these people that are supposedly homeless are people that fooled around with drugs, not because they lost their home and they're out on their luck. They got pressured by by friends or so-called friends, or they wanted to be a part of the crowd. They wanted to be cool and they wanted to be in. So they started trying drugs, or somebody slipped something in their drink or whatever. But you hanging around the wrong crowd. So these are people that hung around the wrong crowd, okay? Or they wanted to be in, and they decided to take these drugs, and it messed them up. They got addicted, it messed them up. So they got addicted, okay? Ended up getting fired, lost their job, lost their home, lost their apartment, whatever. Now they're out on the streets, messed up. That's where a lot of these people are coming from, okay? In my opinion. I don't believe it's people down on their luck, because they're just coming out of nowhere. You mean to tell me that all these people just losing their jobs? No, it's too many jobs out there. It's too many things out there to help people. Even with Biden being the president, as sad as that is, there's too many avenues out here to help people, especially jobs. There's thousands of jobs all over. You can't say that there's no jobs. Plenty of them. Plenty of jobs. It's that people, most of these people that are homeless are drug addicted individuals who fooled around and made the wrong choices, hung around the wrong people, gave in, and now they've gotten addicted by these drugs. Okay? It's crazy. Yeah, this is what you end up getting, okay? You end up getting this kind of stuff. So you end up getting individuals that I just showed you, or at least attempted to show you, where he's standing up there. The man's basically a zombie with a needle hanging in his arm. Most of these homeless people are drug addicts, addicted to all kinds of drugs, and that's on purpose. That is on purpose. And by the way, let me do a sidebar here. If you guys hear some hollering, I hope you don't hear that, but if you're hearing some hooping and hollering, that's my neighbor next across from me, okay, sounding like a fool, hooping and hollering and arguing over something. Look, I hope you guys don't hear that. I hear it, but I hope you guys don't hear that. But anyway, yeah, this is what this homeless situation is really all about. Now, let me tell you something else here that's crazy. I'm going to end this video on this note. I hear this from a lot of Christians, me being one. I'm a Christian myself. I'm a man of God. And I try to show love and compassion towards anyone, even though it disgusts me to see the insanity that I see. And much of it is based on choices and decisions people make. And we all make bad decisions. I'm not judging these people for that, but I'm just trying to prove a point here. For those of you that may be born again Christians, you understand and know that there's a spiritual component to this. We all understand that we need to pray. We need to pray, and we need to really seek the face of God, because behind what you physically see is something that you don't see. And these spiritual forces, these demonic forces, are energizing this type of activity. Now, I'm saying this because I'm responding to a particular individual that made the comment that I sent a video some time ago, made the comment that we need to pray. I can't remember the video that I sent this person, but we need to pray. We just need to pray. We need to pray. We need to pray. Okay, let me say this up front. For those of you that are Christians or spiritual people that are watching this video, we all understand that this is a spiritual war. We all understand that we need to be praying. Okay. However, we have to do more than just pray. Because clearly, as we're praying, things are getting increasingly worse. Why? Is it because prayer is not effective? No, not at all. It's because the very same people, not all of them, but just follow me down the yellow brick road. The very same people that say we need to pray, because this is the default mechanism of Christians. All this chaos going on, first thing they say, we need to pray. We've been praying for years, and things are getting increasingly worse. Is it because prayer is not effective? Of course not. It's because the very same people that are saying we need to pray, when it comes time to vote, they vote for politicians that encourage and promote these lawless activities. You can't talk about we need to pray and then get right up when it comes time to vote and vote for these progressive Democrats and no good Republicans, but mainly the progressive Democrats, because it is in the cities of the progressive Democrats where we are having these problems. You can't get up and say, let's pray, and then get right up in the opposite side and vote for politicians, progressive Democrats in particular, that push and promote lawlessness. It doesn't work. God is not going to come in and bless your mess. You create a mess and then get upset and say, oh my God. And I'm coming hard because I'm getting leery of hearing this. You pooping, we need to pray. Oh my God. But yet you keep voting for politicians, progressive Democrats, that push for this kind of stuff. It was progressive Democrats that pushed for that. What was that article said? Don't decriminalize drugs and selling drugs. Progressive Democrats are pushing that nonsense. And what do? We vote for them. And then when chaos ensues in our communities, we pooting and farting and getting upset and talking about, oh my God, what's going on? Well, you put them in office. You can't pray for God to come in and miraculously save the day, and yet you, with your actions, go and vote for politicians that keep pushing the opposite. I know I'm coming hard, but y'all know me by now. You know me by now. I'm not going to be soft with everything I say. That's just the way I am. Okay. So, yeah, I wanted to bring that out there before I ended this video on the fact that we need, those of us that are Christians, I may have come rough, but I'm telling the truth. You can't sit up and pray, and then when it comes time, those of you that actually vote, okay, you can't sit up and say, we need to pray, we need to pray, we need to pray. And then when it comes time to vote, you vote for these politicians that keep putting these kind of laws in place. What we're seeing physically manifested in our society, yes, there's a spiritual side that's provoking it and pushing it. But in order to keep that kind of activity under restraint, you have to put laws in place that will keep it under restraint. That's part of the reason why laws are created, to restrain bad behavior. What if you keep voting for politicians that believe that, hey, these people are impoverished, they need breaks, let's just take away these harsh laws. What do you think is going to happen? It's happening in every city in this country because of our ignorance and our contradiction of the things that we say. It is what it is. That's what I had to say about it. What do you guys think about this video? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. God bless you all. See you again.